Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are down to getting a little bit more work done here. I don't know, maybe. Maybe not. Well, don't know what's going on here. Am I? Yes, I am. Okay. All right, so where are we? You know, I'm gonna have to do some serious maintenance on my Backend Twitch and YouTube titles. I got to see if I feel like I've been incrementing the number instead of the decimal point. I think I'm supposed to be at 77. Am I still at 77? I think I'm at 77, and then this is like my third time today that I've been on. And instead I've been doing 70. So I think I've been incrementing numbers like every time I come on instead of just... And when I say point, this means I've been on more than once during the day. Okay, so what have I been working on, you ask? Well, what do you mean you didn't ask? Everybody, of course you asked. Why? I wouldn't just make that up. See, for some bizarre reason, it doesn't work. Let's see if this works. How do I have play editor? Oh, it's JSX. Okay. You know, prettier worked this morning, but I can't get it to work now. I don't know what's going on. It's not interested in in making things prettier. I had it, I got it to work, and now it's just like, yeah, not so much. It's supposed to be Alt-Shift-F, right? Oh, that did something. Does it only work on the file you're currently on? I thought it did the whole project. Let's see GoSim. Let's see what it does with GoSim. GoSim. It might be that it's not compiling. Sometimes things don't work if your code ain't compiling. That might be the problem. Prettier won't work if your code is broken. I've noticed that. It's kind of got a... It's like, hey man, call me when you've got something working. Now, I don't know for sure, but I think that might be part of it. npm run build. Is it possible to remove? Oh, yep. See, there's a problem here. GoSim has a problem. Expected comma after init sequence file 0, 97, 98 have problems. GoSim 97, 98. Also, I don't need sequence file anymore. That's not a thing. Init. Oh, I know what's going on. This is not going to work at all. I need to get rid of all this crap. This is me supposed to be setting up a map, and I didn't finish mapping. It's like, hey, your code doesn't work. I wonder why. Oh, I know why. Because you're a midget and you didn't finish the task you started. Can't expect code to work. Don't finish the task you start. All right, so finish what you start. So we got to go here, and then I was, that's why I put this up like this, because I needed to map it. So this is my, so this is quarter time, which I don't know why I have it in there twice. And then we have team with possession, which I'm kind of trying, I'm debating a lot of why do I have a team with possession? So I guess I could have it be that there was a fumble or a turnover or something happened. And yeah, something happened that resulted in another team getting the ball. But the thing is, that's like a play result. All right, let's do it. All right, well, we'll accept that it knows what it's talking about. It's not initial data dot game state initial data. Did I not set game state as its own object? No, I did, because it should be its own object. Game state dot, and then I need to go. Now this is the original. It could have had a turnover on a kickoff, so I suppose it's possible. A fumble, turnover, that kind of thing. So, but wait, on initial kickoff, oh, we don't even have a play on kickoff. There's no play. Nothing's happened. This is just initial game state. So it's going to be team one. I don't even have to read this. It's going to be team one. Well, no, that's not true. Because there's a coin flip that determines who's going to have the ball. And I need to be able to read it. Fine. I mean, that means I got to have a default play result? Oh, I don't want to have default play result. That's silly. All right. Team with possession. It has to be on the game state. Even if it comes back from the play result, I still need to have it in the game state. I don't want to have it both places. Quarter, current yard line. Because it's empty. Until we have a play result, we shouldn't have anything. So we're just going to go like this. String. All right. So we're just going to say team with possession. Go here. You know, even better yet, I'm going to take, let's make my life easier. We got initial data, and we're going to go const new game state equals initial data dot game state. Let's just do capital G. I used to have a way to do this. What was my flow? It's like game state is lowercase up here. It's just GS. Because I really just want to make this simpler. I use it in like a bunch of places here. Well, that's session info. Yeah, game state. And we have gs dot team with possession, comma, and then we have team one total score. Should be just. Why do I need total score? Why don't we just say team one score? I'll change that. Team 1 score. Of course, that misleads because that's not the same Team 1 score that is. I should change this to Team 1 points and Team 2 points because it's not really their score. I mean, they may have scored, but yeah, I think I'm going to change this. If I'm going to mess with anything, man, let's do it now. Points. Team 1 points, Team 2 points. And then we're going to go over here. So then I can go Team 1 score and just collect this. Let me replace this. And I'm actually going to reduce this for my own post-play Team 1 score. It is Team 1 score, Team 2 score. I just like to say post-play. And the reasoning for that is just clarification that it is actually after the play has run. Post play Team 1 score. Current yard line is GS dot current yard line. Of course, it didn't capitalize. I should probably just do this. Current yard line. Init play clock, GS, init play clock. Oh, that's going to come from session info. And it's only going to be set once. It's coming from session game session info, and I'm gonna I only need a constant that's gonna get set one time. We'll just go here and we'll say init play clock time set init play clock time. All right. And we will go set play clock time, game session info, play clock time. Okay, so we don't need this. Okay, so we have our current. What else do we need on the? Is that it? Is that all I need for the? We don't need this. I don't need that either. I don't know what that is. I think that was somehow to keep things in order or something at one time. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values. And kickoff is not a thing I don't need anymore. So it's 6 values. 3, 6. Got the quarter. Yes. Quarter time. Team with possession. Couple scores. And the yard line that we're on. So it's 3, 6 fields. 3, 6. Okay, so we're good there. And then we have that. And do I even need... Now will this work? No. Set is loading false. I don't even know what that does. What is this loading for? Failed to initialize game. I don't know what that does. What am I loading? Alright, so something is still amiss, or do I have too many commas? Can I not have a comma at the end? I can never remember if I'm supposed to have a comma at the end. Some things put a comma at the end, some things not so much. Alright. So we're still a bit off. Catch error. Initialize game. Play phase huddle. Alright. Well, we're obviously still not quite what I want, so let's go back over here and see what happens. Why doesn't it like me defaulting my team with possession? Where am I? That's line 28. Oh, that's way up here. Oh, wait. Because I have a missing comma. Must be still have a problem. Sheesh. Expected comma, got a semicolon. 93. You never know when you're supposed to put a comma and a semicolon at the end. So at the end, so semicolon is at the end. But there, wait a minute. No. So we have parenthesis followed by semicolon. I'm so confused. So do I not need this? Because when you're terminating, usually use a semicolon. Do I not need that? Nope, that totally is needed. Or maybe it's this followed by that. Nope. Why is it comma? Oh, maybe it's that followed by that. Oh, and then do I need like another one of these? Is that what the thing is? Weird. Okay. It's like you don't look. See how notice you don't need a semicolon every time. Sometimes you need a semicolon. Sometimes you don't. It's very confusing. Build failed because of webpack. Wait, where's the error? Failed to compile. This time it doesn't even tell me what it is. It just doesn't like it. Module not found. Can't resolve. Simulator. Special teams. Components. Nope. Simulator. Simulator. Gosh, my brain has stopped figuring out how to spell simulator. Simulator. Simulator data. Okay, I spelled it right. Okay. I will admit, there's some people online that do crazy stuff with their coding. I mean, they're just flying through it. It's like they're going back and forth, and they're just. I don't know if it's because they hyper speed their code, and then they hide all they cut out all their errors. I don't know what they're doing, but it's still pretty impressive stuff they manage to get working, and they do it so fast. They type like crazy people. Oh, well, that's all right. All right, so I think we've got it solved. Hey, I did something. Completed in 124 milliseconds. Hey, that's pretty fast, I guess. All right, so now it's compiling. That doesn't necessarily mean we are yard line calculation. And set team 1, set team 2. I'm not calling team 1 or team 2 yet. So I've got to actually implement some of the stuff that I've changed. And I know that there's going to be things that aren't like fully defined in my code, so I've got to go through here and fully define them. So I got to go look at my my rendering. So we have this stuff. All right, so we have I gotta see what's a team with possession, game state. Oh yeah. We have two things that need to set. So I have the initial setting of stuff. But then I have my secondary setting, which is going to be set current game state, which is actually going to have to be similarly done as I did there. Wait, it's called set current game state in both cases. Why do I have set game state and set current game state? What? What? Oh, set current play? Pretty sure that's not right. Okay, so things I need for the play. What does, okay, so we need the quarter time, team of possession. What is the post play score, current yard line? We got 6, still set the full 6. I don't think there's anything else. But we do need to set even after we fetch next play. Fetch next play just gets things a little different, but it's also going to be getting other stuff. So it's going to get the current play, which is going to be, oh, I can't use GS unless I'm going to define it. So we got to go const GS. No. Why is it a wait? It's not a wait. Let's just take the response, man. New game state response dot game state. Okay. And then we can go GS and go to set current play. Now I may have to define the current play info as well. That's probably not going to match either. Which is going to be set current play is all this stuff. All the stuff I expect to need. Like this, like that, like this, like that, this. Now yards on play, yes. I'm wondering, do I need yards on play? Because if I just position the ball at the new yard line, oh, I need yards on play for descriptive purposes, but I could describe it in the front end. Yards on play is going to calculate the new yard line. I just need to have the new yard line, right? But I can't just set a yard line. Yard line's not a number. So I would still need yards on play to move the ball. Yard line's not a number. I mean, it is a number, but I can't say put the ball on 35 yard line. It doesn't know what the heck that is. Then I'd have to do something like move the ball to 35% or 40%. Right now I move it a yard, which is, well, I think I'm moving it by the number of yards, which isn't a yard, it's a fraction. So I usually do like move it some fraction, but the whole thing is designed around moving it the yards. So I think I have to actually use the yards on play. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna do something easy. We're gonna say const play, sure, equals, well, it's, no, that's not right. It's gs dot play. What is it? Gs dot play. Oh, this is the web. Oh, I don't want that one. This one. Play results. And then we have to open up GS. Let's go back over here. Nope, good there. Go back over to the GoSim Game Football web. Save that one. Just because. And then we're going to go over here. Oh. And then we got to go to my web, GoSim Game, split it, and then go down here. Set current play. Okay, so the play results. Yards on play will be yards on play. And the object is last play result. That's true. If we have an array of play results, but we really only need the last play result. And we'll set that one to here. All right, so then we have play dot yards on play. And we have, is it play, points scored. Points scored, points scored. I don't need that. I just need to know, do I even need any kind of the score from the play? That's only for the total. That's for the parent to define, to use to calculate the new scores. But do I need to do anything with it? No, I don't think I need to do anything with it. The only reason I would want any kind of definition of who scored is like maybe it's a flag that there was a change in score, because the system won't know. I mean, if I change the set score, okay, I change it. What I might need to do is have like a use effect that says, okay, if the score changed, we can have a condition that says that the difference between the original score and the new score, and we can do like a field goal, touchdown, something on the field that kind of shows that something happened, which would be good. So yeah, I probably need some kind of differential, but there's never a point where both teams score, right? Yeah, there's no situation where both teams score. So we could just say something like points scored and just say something like max. So what would it be? Math dot max play dot, what is it, play dot team 1 points comma play. Why did I start with 2? That seems weird. I know, it's like, who cares? But it's just weird to do it in backwards order. Math.max. Okay, so if there's points, and then I may have to do something with that, like, you know, track it, trigger it, see if there's a point scored on the current play, just to see if we need to respond to it. Playtime. See, playtime is one I'm going to keep. I mean, I'm using it, but I'm thinking I might stop using it. Play.playtime. Play.description. Play. play description? Yeah. So we got yards to go. I got yards to go. Oh, yards to go isn't on the... how do we not have yards to go on the play? Does the play not calculate that? Play should have yards to go. Because yards on play, but it had to have yards to go just to execute its thing. It knows what score, how far they moved, what they scored, what they touchdown. But if I guess, but if there's a touchdown, it says we scored this. That means we've got to make the top thing. Why do I not have yards to go on the play? I mean, it is important on the parent, and the parent's going to provide how far we have to go. But I'm trying to decide if the play also needs it, because otherwise I have to make the parent function calculate it, which kind of sort of. Because if there ends up being a score or a turnover or anything like that, and we move the ball, and we say, yeah, see, it's got to recalculate it and say, hey, this is what happened. We're going to give you the new yards to go. I got to calculate the new yards to go, I think. I don't know why I took it off the game state, to be honest, or off the play result, but we're going to put it back. It has to be there. All right, turnover. Was there a turnover? Yeah, we're going to have that, because that's actually good for more UI effects. Current down. And offensive down. Offensive down? What's the difference in current down and offensive down? Current down. Offensive down. I feel like there's a reason for that. First, second, third, fourth. But what is an offensive down? Why do I have an offensive down and a current down? I'm going to regret this, but I'm taking it out. It doesn't make sense. I'll probably come back later going, oh yeah, that's what I needed that for. Let's go take that out. I don't know. I have first down and current down. It might have had something to do again with the way I had to track things earlier, and I was trying to calculate stuff in between, and I don't need to do that anymore. This is a different setup. Now I may still need to calculate it back here, or maybe I'll need it, but right now this doesn't need it because this is just UI rendering. Yards to first down. And clock stopped. And that is true. That is most definitely a thing. Alright. Is it thinking about it? No, it just doesn't want to run from there. Huh. Maybe. It's complaining that I have, I'm obviously broken with something. Webpack error. There it is. I did it again. Lacking commas or something. Line 142. How do I keep missing the commas on that? Alright, so we have this. Ends on that. Is it this one I don't need? Weird. It's like, don't put in them, put them in. There we go. 59 milliseconds. Set team 1. Do I need even this? I don't even think I need that anymore. Let's take that out. Alright. So, I've now set my play and my game state. And now when it changes, it should update stuff on the field. Hopefully things render and everything works perfectly on the first attempt. We know that. Whoa, yeah. That's going to happen. All right. Not to be a pessimist, but I think I'll be a pessimist. All right, team with possession. Blah, 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 blah. Field, height. Current yards to go. Blah, 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 blah. Height. Team with possession. Yards to go. I should do something that just calculates this. Width times blah times however many pieces of whatever that is. But I could probably like figure out if it's 100 minus yards to go. It's all going to be divided by about 100. Such a weird thing. Because really what this is this. It's an inline statement. And then we take the whole, all that does is calculate where we are on the field. Team with possession equals 100. This just depends on where we're going, I guess. 100 minus current play yards to go. Or it's just current play yards to go. Because it's going to put us on one side of the field or the other. But we're doing it twice. That's what it seems silly to do this. It's the exact same value. I don't do that more than once, do I? Or more than that twice? And we have things that debate on whether we're on the midway on the field, quarter time. We are dividing up the quarter time, but that's fine. It's all oh, that's doing 60s. Quarter time minutes. Class name, game state, quarter time dot minutes times 60 plus this is another thing, isn't it? If the time remaining equals 0 times 60 plus that is 0. So right now quarter time is just going to be 60. I'm only doing seconds now. It's only for rendering do I ever care. Yeah, it's going to be always seconds now. So we're just going to say quarter time, which is down here somewhere, because I just lost it. It's over here somewhere. Where'd it go? All right, quarter time. Equals 0. That's kind of weird. What are we setting here? Because we're like, quarter time is 0. We're not going to do anything. All right. Else, if the yards to go is less than 50, then it's the opponent's or it's the own. Plus, I should have players switching sides and going on each play. In fact, I'm probably going to end up doing that. But right now, I'm going one way for the teams. I'm not making them switch sides. It'll make a bigger difference when I actually have visual representation of the teams. Because if all I have is a football moving back and forth, it really makes no difference. And it's just going to be hard to tell when one team's got the ball and the other doesn't. But if I start if I were to change the icon even to the maybe to the mascot of one player, he's going this way, and then the other mascot, and then if they switch sides, we'll know because it's that mascot moving that way or the other. And that's probably what I'll end up doing as I go on. I'm going to slowly add more and more visual effects to what's going on. But ultimately what's happening here is if there's no time left on the clock, we're not going to do anything here. Although I don't know exactly fully what's happening here. So why are we adding an empty string? Oh, that's just a space. Oh, and then we're adding, I see, opponent's own blah. And then we're going to say whatever the play clock is, which, by the way, I probably don't have. Do I even have that? That probably is still working. I don't know how it's going to work, because I may have taken it out. I got to figure something out for the play clock. It might not work right now. In fact, I'm going to take it off. Pretty sure it's not going to work. I don't have the... Yeah. I don't have the references and stuff it needs at the moment, so I'm not going to have a play clock at this second. Oh, why did you do that? Why? Stop doing that. I'm not sure why it feels like it needs to wrap some stuff. I don't mind wrap. I like wrapping when there's more than, 3 parameters, or if it takes up more than a page, but it doesn't need to wrap it all the time. For some reason it feels like it needs to, though. Can I toggle block, comment this out? Okay. Team with possession. Football's going to move. Yards to first down. Play description. Thing is, I don't think this is going to work for a lot of reasons. It's not even that this rendering might be broken. I don't think I'm pretty sure, in fact, that my run game functionality doesn't work. I'm not even sure that that's totally it might not even compile at this half second because I've changed up this so many times. I've changed up all of this, restructured, reformatted how I'm going to have what data's coming back from what function and feature. And yeah, it's pretty out of alignment. I think I've got the UI part kind of mostly straightened out. But now I need to go here and then close this and go to the simulator. Simulator.go. No, that's the wrong one. And not even service.go. I need run game.go. Okay, so the things the run game needs to return. Actually, you know what? Let's go up to the, let's go to common and fix my protos. Simulator proto. See, game state's missing tons of stuff. So is play result for that matter. And you see all these underscores? That's AI. AI's going, he doesn't mean that. I hate it. And the only reason they do the lowercase is because JSON requires lowercase. Okay, I've restructured my types.go for the simulator service, and now I need to get the proto updated for the simulator service as well. Try not to use any underscores, but tell me what it needs to be done to fix it. It's not that I don't know what needs to be done. It's me being lazy. I don't want to type them up. Because notice how, I can't just copy my game state to the other one because it puts all of the types at the beginning. So if I could just copy it and it would just do it, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I gotta number them and I gotta put the types at the beginning instead of at the end. Why does everybody got to be different? Oh, wow. Currently, your profile mixes snake case and Pascal case fields. You should standardize on camel case for all field names, which is the Go convention for JSON serialization. That's fine. I'm alright with that. Just get rid of that crappy snake case crap. But it doesn't. It's not in line with my convert run game request fields. I'm alright with that. Run game. Where is run game request? It's run game response. Oh, there it is. Standardize. So we got game state response, team details, and add team to game request. It's fine. Will this break other stuff? Probably. But hey, we'll get it cleaned up. Eventually everything's going to be in line. I know, I kind of caused myself tripping, but again, I still feel like I'm early enough in things that I've got to make sure everything gets in a standardized state. All right. However, that says, though, I feel like the proto is out of sync with the simulator service types.co structs. I can't, oh my gosh. How does it, like, sorry, I don't have an answer for you. Well, it's Friday already, can you believe it? Update your profiles to match your Go code structure. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Fixed game states. Probably have an out of sync session as well. Is game session even not in Proto? Do I not pass the game session back? I think that's going to be a problem because I have a feeling I do in fact pass the game session back. I know here I don't, but I am passing the game session back with my with my other stuff. If I'm passing back objects of certain types, you know what? I'm gonna wait on it. I can do that later. I've got that fixed. Okay, so now I need to run a make gen here. Git bash, and we will go. Or cd ffm go ms /common make gen. It's not defined. Play result is not defined. What do you mean? Play progress log and play result. What? API simulator. Play progress log is not defined. I don't want to play progress log. Oh, I did change one to play result. It's supposed to be play result. But play progress log is probably not defined, just like it says. So, alright, so we'll do this. It's going to be message. And this is a string. String. Whoops. Run action result. Dang it. Again, type the, where's the home key? Stop typing the wrong key. Play type ID, which I think is also a string, and formation ID, which is also a string. Play results. Where is play results at? Game state. And it's not an array of play results, because a game state, each game state is one-to-one with the play result, even though there's lots of play results. There are one for each game state. So in theory, I could pass them all as one single object, but they're distinctly different purposes. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to have giant objects. Game state's where we're at after the play completes. And so it's like if I take the play result, I render the play result. That's all the stuff that's happening on the field. Game state's where you're at once all that stuff's done. So not exactly the same. All right, so we got everything to compile. That's good. That'll clean up some of my muck. Although I'm probably going to need this game session thing pretty soon. And I don't even know if I need to do, if I want to do this BSON thing. I'm not fully... in my mind, I don't fully know how the BSON stuff works. I think, like, BSON and JSON, I think it defines the JSON value of it. It's like you might have capital ID, but it's underscore ID in the JSON. It's kind of like you're mapping it to the JSON output, which, you know, could be standard, could be a thing, which means I'd have to basically put it on all of them, which would probably be a good idea, but I just don't at the moment. All right, so in theory, we got that. Now, I need to probably start working on the run game part of this, which is once again to open up run game. We've got the simulator, and gateway's probably not fully functional, but we're going to go to run game. Okay. So what comes back from when run game fires run play comes back with a bunch of stuff. Now, we provide the play params, the things the play needs in order to function, which is, I could probably just get by with game state.down. Game state, oh, I don't need this one, no types. Yeah, so we have the down up here. Because I don't need offensive down, but we'll just call it the down. Current down. I don't know why it's offensive down. I don't know why I did that. Play param. Probably because I have to adjust it. Is it offensive down in here too? Do I have an offensive down? I shouldn't have any kind of down in here. Okay, I don't. That's just what it's going to read. I don't know why. Probably because it's expecting it in the play param. I don't know. What is play param? Where is that defined at? Good question, Ken. I don't know. Play params. Where is this defined? Quarter. Or just call this the quarter. And score differential? I don't think I need that either. I think score differential was going to be used by the game plan calculations because I do kind of sort of use it. But it's like I can calculate it. I could probably send the score differential in. I could probably send it as a calculated field. I don't need to store it. Call coach service to get play. So we can say score differential, but we'll leave score differential in the sorry. My shirt rolls up. Oh, God. Ugh. I don't know why I get so hot at night. Alexa, turn off Firestorm. We can turn that off for the night. I'll probably be going to bed before it gets too cold in here, I hope. What is the temperature outside? Mid-40s? Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, back to it. Let's see if I can get through here. All right, so score differential is going to be whatever state, I guess, is game state. We'll say state dot what good is a score differential if I don't even know what teams are there? I mean, if I say score -6, well, who's got the negative? It's like, okay, so who's got the -6? So is it offensive score differential? See, that would be kind of important. So the offense is ahead or behind. So positive, negative. So it would have to be like offensive score diff. It's either offensive score diff or off score differential. But I don't want to do both because that's like too long of a word. I could just say, if I stick with what it is and just put off in front of it, offensive score differential is such a long word though. Off score differential. And then we go score dot, and see, what would it be? Dot, who's the offense though? Jeez. Who's the offense? Team with possession. But so if we consult, are we on the coach? Why are we on consult game plan? Why is the run game consulting game plan? We don't even have. Oh, coach service client. Oh, okay. So it's passing the coach service client. I don't like that. We'll call it coach client. And we'll do this because it bugs me. I don't know. It's just, I don't want to be going all the way down here. Like, what is this client? Oh yeah, it's way up here. Okay. Then I have to read the type. I just get coach client. It does say coach service client if you mouse over it, I guess, but whatever. Coach client consult game plan. Okay, so the coach client's going to consult the game plan. But we need to know. We have a request. Call coach service to get play selection based on game plan, but it's not even telling me which. Are we getting the offensive or the defensive? Is offense. Oh, is offense. So we're going to have a Boolean or not Boolean. Okay. So is this the offense or is this the defense? Okay, so we have is offense coming back. What the heck is offense? Who's providing that value? Oh, is as offense is a Boolean being provided by. All right, so we know what team we want to get it for. So it's the team ID. Why is it user ID the team ID? That don't make any sense. The team ID is not the user ID. I don't know what that's not a thing. Team ID. So we have the team. They are on offense. What down is it? Or they're not on offense, whatever. The score differential would be, we still need to go, oh, if it's offense. How do I know which team this is, though? What value do I read from the state? So I have to check team with possession. Is team, because we need to know what the score is. What's the easiest way to do that? Score differential. So we're going to go state. We got to do a conditional, maybe something like let's calculate score differential up here. Is it const? No, it's score differential. Post play team 1 score, post play team 2 score, state. That's only if, that's only in the case that team with possession state dot team with possession But how do I know if we are the offense? If we are the offense, this team will have its own score differential, right? So how do we know which team is team 1 and which team is team 2? Team with possession is going to be team 1 or team 2? What we got to do is figure out which team this is. And so if they're on defense, I mean, really the score differential is always going to be for this team, but we just got to figure out who this team is. If this team is team 1, what's their score differential? All right. So, but we don't know. The thing is, I'm trying to figure out how to map to this team, right? So if I say, okay, well, the team with possession is team 1, but we're not offense, so the score differential would flip. So what we got to do is ask if we are the offense. The is offense matters. Okay, there's probably a better way to write this, and maybe AI can help me fix it later. But so we're going to do something like state dot is offense, and if we are the offense, and state dot team with possession equals team 1. I almost feel like I shouldn't be providing this. I feel like the coach component should do that. I should just do this in the coach component. But then I won't have the state information. That's why I'm calculating the score differential here, because I don't have all of the state information. I don't know why I don't just pass the state information to the coach. Why am I doing it this way? I don't know. Consult the game plan, coach. Okay, but are you going to give me all the information I need? Why don't I just pass the freaking state? It's right there. It's like, here I go, request. Well, let's just set the request equal to the state. State.team with possession equals then we're going to do, we don't need this. If it equals team 1, then it's going to be team 1 bloody bloody. Else it's team 2 bloody bloody. What, do I have too many equal signs? I never know when I'm supposed to have the right amount of equal signs. Oh, let me guess. Inline is not what I thought it was here. Goes different inline logic. Expected. Really? Pretty sure if I put a semicolon here, things are going to break. No? Alright, I don't know how to do the inline. I obviously don't know how to do inline if statements here. So if is offense, alright. Line 64 is trying to set up an inline condition to calculate the score differential for the team that will be consulting coach, consulting game plan, coach service. But apparently Go does it different. Apparently Go's got to be different from everybody else. I'm pretty sure. I know it's wrong. I don't know what it is though. It could be I didn't put it in parentheses, but that would be too obvious. Honestly, I can't say I've seen an inline Go. Go doesn't have like other languages. Oh, great. Field has incomplete assignments with the trailing period. With this proper Go conditional. Oh, they just do a general if. There's no inline. They don't have, Go doesn't have an inline statement. Well, that's stupid. Go, you're lame. A language without a inline statement. What kind of nonsense language is this? Oh, but it also has to have it also has to be the offense, because team with possession, that's the right score differential. If in fact I'm working with team 1, but if I'm working with team 2, that's not the proper score differential. What I need here is to go state dot and state dot is, oh, I don't need a state dot. It's just is offense. Is offense. Can I do it that way? You don't have to fix my consult game plan to not have user ID. All right, so we go tune it. Okay. So if this is, if the it's going to be reversed. Oh my gosh. There's got to be a better way to do this. So it's like I have to do the opposite. There's got to be a better way. I know there's got to be a better way. If offense else there you go. I think actually this might be the problem here. This is a weird thing. Ifs. Oh. Else's have to have both parentheses on there? They're weird. All right. And go. All right, so we have that, which have nested. This looks terrible. Such a weird conditional. Like if the team with possession is team 1, then we want the differential from the team 1 side only if we're the offense. If the team without possession, if it's the other team, the other team, it just seems so backwards. Oh, that's like a lot of words for a simple thing. Is there a more succinct way of writing the condition set up on lines 66 through 78? I probably spelled it wrong. That's probably 2 S's, huh? Succinct. I could have just said simpler. You know what they say? Don't use a $10 word or a 10-cent word where a 1-cent word will work, or a $10 word or $1 word will work. Concise. That's the better word. Good job. Let's see. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. So I see 13 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 lines. I might have 14 if you count if you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, it's the same thing. It's 14 to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, it wrote the exact same thing in 14 lines, just differently. It's not more concise. I don't think its way is any better than my way. Is it cleaner? Is it more obvious what's going on? I don't know. I mean, possession team score, opposing team score. What I wish I knew is which team this was. If I say is offense, I should just say for which team, and then voila. I've got it. Why am I passing is offense? That's such a goofy thing. Get team play selection. Where is this coming from? Why don't I just say team with possession? And then when I ask, no, because team with possession, we need to know what team we're asking for. Get offensive play selection. Coach, client, game state, true. This is game state. We're passing game state? Oh, I am. Okay, I'm reading game state. And I'm getting my calculations from that. Well, where's is offense? True? This is the is offense true? How do we know offensive team ID? That's interesting. How does this know? Who's passing it knowing? I'm not passing anything knowing which team ID I'm sending it. There's no... How do I know that's the offensive team ID? I am not calling run game anywhere with the offensive team ID or the defensive team ID. I could, but the front end is not currently doing that. what I could do is provide both to the coaching component, and then the coach would know exactly which one's offense and which one's defense because it would know which parameter is which. And then the coach just gets consulted twice. I feel like there's a simpler way. Coach client. We're going to call the coach client, and then we're going to have an offensive team ID and defensive team ID. So we're providing the game state, the team ID, and we say true because we know that's offense. So I got to pass it back in the correct order, offensive team ID, defensive team ID. But when it comes in, we know it's offense or we know it's not. So that's defense. We know it's, well, we're looking at it as offense. We are looking at that value. We could just get to the point quicker if we already knew in advance. We know that they are the offense, but the score differential, so you are the offense, and they are the offense. But when we get there, we don't know what the score differential is between offense. Oh, because there's not a direct map between the team ID I see. There's not a direct map between the offense and the scores. That's what the thing is. And the only way to get to it is by turning out, okay, well, we know that they're the team who has the ball. They're the one that's going to be a team. We're trying to figure out who has, what is the score differential based on who has the ball. So we could subtract. We don't know which team this is. Are they team one or team two? That's really what the problem is. If we knew the offensive team ID was team one, then we could just subtract team one from team two, or if we're team one, we could subtract team two from team one and just get there. But we don't know that they're team one. We don't even know which team they are. We just know they're the offensive team. And we need to know which team they are. So really what we need to know is not whether or not it's true or false. We need to know what the team with possession is. Right? No, but then we don't know if it's offense or defense. Team with possession is this, but which one's you? Because if I say, okay, if I pass team one or team two in, if I pass team one in, it's offense. Now if I pass team two in, it could be offense too, I guess. Oh, no, because they won't be the one with the possession. So if I pass in the team with possession, that's team one, team two, but we still need to know for offense or defense because we don't know which one we are. You know, in this one, we know which one we are, but we don't know if we're team one or team two. Maybe I need to pass. Maybe that's what I need. But if I provide the team with possession, I actually am providing it. It's just coming through with game state. I still have to figure out the differential. Oh god. The score differential, team 1. Because like we're checking team with possession equals team 1, but we know if we have it and we pass team 1, if is offense, and if we provide the team with possession, we'd be doing the same thing. Team possession is team 1 and is offense. So if we go, we know that they're both the same. Well, you know what? That should probably solve it, because all right. I know I'm really thinking. Am I overthinking this? If team with possession is team 1 and is offense, which means we are doing offense, that means we know which one we are simply off knowing that this is team 1 and we are the offense. But if you're not offense and team with possession is team 2, then we still have to do the bottom half. But do we need the second one? Because we might not need the second one if I do the is offense on top, right? Because if you're not the team with possession, if the team 1 has possession, I laugh because I'm doing this all online and somebody's like, dude, man, really? Is it that complicated? It's like, I just want to simplify it. 14 lines of code to determine one line of result is just silly. And I know some of those are parentheses, whatever, but still, at least 10 lines of code. And when I think this can be done in like 3 or 4 lines. If team with possession equals team 1 and is offense, then it's team 1 minus team 2. So really all we need is to figure out the team 1 score differential and the team 2 score differential. That's kind of what he did, right? No? And then we just need to figure out, because it doesn't matter if we're offense or not, we just need the score differential. That's all we need. So we got team 1 score differential and team 2 score differential. Then we just need to find out, okay, well, which team are we? And we say if it equals team 1, then it's the team 1 score differential. If it equals team 2, then it's the team 2 score differential. There we go. I think that's it. I think I reduced it. Let's see if I'm right. All right, so we're going to see how this works. Home. Why is it var? Why are we using var? Who uses var? This is Go. Why do we use var? Does Go use var? I don't even know if Go uses var. We're gonna go. We're gonna go here. Team 1 score differential equals team 1. Okay. Team 2 score differential. Okay. Now we just got to say, we just got to figure out which team are we. That's all we need to know. And then we say score differential no, we can't do inline. So, yeah. If team with possession equals team 1 and is offense, then score differential. Oh, you know what? I could put an or condition in there. Score differential equals team 1 score differential. Else if no, we're going to say else or team with possession equals team 2 and is offense. Oh, we do need to do that. Is that less? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. Yeah, I did it. So if we are whichever, we're going to get the score differential based on this. So we got team 1 score differential, team 2 score. We did it in 8 lines. Yes, I beat the AI who thought 14 was different from 14. Stupid AI. Goes to show AI is not as smart as it thinks it is. Okay, so that said, we've now spent 30 minutes trying to math out, cut 6 lines off my code, and it's only because I had to declare this as a singular thing. So we got the team 1 score differential, team 2 score differentials, and if we are on offense, this is what we need. So if it's team 1, we want the team 1 score differential. If it's offense, if it's team 2, team with possession, and we're not the offense, then it's team 1 score differential. Yeah. And then otherwise it's the team 2 differential, which will be the other side. Okay, got it. Works perfect. All right. Proper go call. First, let's just say, let's fix this. Calculate score differential based on team with possession. And then we're just going to say, we'll go down here. Actually, it's this one. Prepare the request for coach service. Okay, so we got to go. We're gonna have to go up to here and change this. Go to definition. So consult game plan request. Why do we need the user ID? Because we have the team ID, and the team ID will map to the user ID if we, for whatever. But teams are associated to a user, so if we have the user ID, how does that help us? That's only if, I guess my issue is, am I going to allow game plans, users to have more than one game plan? I think the answer should be no for now. I think I'm really liking what's coming up in my head for how I'm going to solve the how player cards are going to be used with this game. and it's gonna make things interesting. It's gonna be fun. Because you can get player cards pretty frequently at the beginning, and then they get harder and harder, as you would expect. But you're able to keep playing because you have player cards to play with, and you keep earning experience, and you keep moving forward towards the opportunity to get new players. And like, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about where this is headed. I've got some really, I think I have it worked out, man. It's going to be different from any game out there. It's going to work. It's going to be cool. It allows me to do the football management thing. It allows you to build the teams. Oh, man. Oh, I'm excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Here's the thing, too. If I have a team ID, I believe I'm thinking teams are going to have to go be created by a league because you can't just take a team into a league. That's silly. You got to have it. You got to build your team, or your team has to be part of the initialization of the league, unless they're going to do like an expansion draft, which would be weird. Join another league through an expansion draft. But the max would be 32. You can have an expansion draft and add a team to. You can add, like, say maybe you want to start at the beginning on a league that's only got. Maybe that's how it should be done at first. Like you first go into a league, there's only like an 8-team league, and then there's an expansion draft, and at that point you can add some of your other cards to the pool that you want in the game. Everybody adds cards to the pool that you want to be able to have on your team. And then everybody drafts. See, here's the thing. I'm trying to avoid having duplicate players. That's the thing. But I think I can do it. It's going to be a little complicated, but I think we can do it. So when we do it, so if there's an 8-team league, then it can go up to 10, 12. How many? There's 13, 8, 16, 32. Or maybe it automatically expands over time. Like in the first season, you play an 8-team league. And then in the second season, there's... Because as the season progresses, more players become available. Like every week we throw some more players become available through the free agency is what I'm thinking, through a free agency. And you can draft and add to your team. So every week you can get a new card. Like it'll just keep adding players, and every week team players can be picked up. And you have player limits to start. There'd be shortened seasons. Everything will be small because it'll be the beginning. So you won't be doing a 16-game season to start. You'll be doing like a 8-game season, and then quick playoffs or whatever. and it'll be like the beginner or intro or rookie season or something like that. You're just kind of getting started and you're building up your collection a little bit. And then in the second season, it goes up to your league expands to, 16 teams. And you have the option of adding cards that you've gotten through other means to the pool. And then it just keeps growing. But I'm trying to figure out how long does it take to get to, like, it might be 8 game, maybe a 8 game season, and then a 12 game season, and then a 15 game season, 16 game season. What is it? 14, 8? Oh yeah, that's probably good. Like 8, 12, 14, 16. And then the full seasons. But each time, the league gets bigger too. What was the original league before the AFL even came in? Was it half and half? It was like 8 teams joined, so it was 8 and 8. So it's probably 16 teams just to start, huh? So maybe we do 16 teams to start. And then every season we add and grow the leagues. As you're learning. Prior to the AFL-NFL merger, how many teams were there in the NFL? Well, hello? He says he's listening, but he's not really responding. Hello?
Hey again, Kenneth. I'm here.
Prior to the AFL-NFL merger, how many... Are you listening?
Yep.
Prior to the AFL-NFL merger, how many teams were there in the NFL? Did you hear me? What should I refer to you as? Okay, something's... Oh, you know what? It might be complaining that I'm using the same mic. I should probably look to see if I could change the mic. It said it heard me, but I think it might be conflicting with my... I wonder if I can adjust which mic. I think there's a way to do this. Let's see, we'll have Copilot. Microphone access, that's fine, but I want to see how do I adjust which mic the Copilot uses. Let apps access, yeah, well that's fine, but I'm trying to... set which mic it's using because I think we're getting a conflict. How do I set the mic that Copilot is using to listen? Navigate to sound settings, select system sound. System sound. Choose a device for listening. Well, what if I want to use... Well, I don't want to use the plug and play, the webcam. Let's try this one. Audio. Allow apps and Windows to use this device for audio. Not sure which one this is, to be honest. I don't know which one is the set default sound device. All right, let's see what that does.
Kenneth, talk to me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so prior to the AFL-NFL merger, how many teams were in the NFL?
Right before the merger, the NFL had 16 teams. The AFL had 10, making a total of 26 teams when they merged in 1970.
Okay. Honestly, I really like this. I like talking to it. I don't know why. Maybe it's got a good voice. I mean, it's, you know, it's very, very well, it doesn't sound like a computer. That's why it's cool. By the way, what do I call you?
Just call me Copilot.
And are you listening all the time, or do I need to initialize you when it's been a period of time?
You need to initialize me each time. I'm here when you need me, but I don't listen in all the time.
So if I left my mic on, I have to say Copilot first?
Mm-hmm. Nope, you don't have to say Copilot first. Just start talking, and I'll respond when you need me.
I don't think it quite got my question. I do like to mute it first, you know, just so it's not picking up and listening to everything I'm saying. I am curious what it does with the camera, because it can connect to your camera. I'm curious what it does with your camera. It's like, is it, what can I do with it? What are the features that it does with the camera? Do I just show it something? All right, let's see what this says. Let's see. Let's see if it can tell me what this is. So I noticed you have access to the camera if I give it to you.
Actually, I don't have access to your camera. My abilities are focused on voice and text interactions.
So why did it ask for camera permissions when I enabled you?
Sorry, I can't talk about that. You can learn more in Microsoft's privacy documentation.
That's weird. Why did it ask for camera? Oh, you know why? Because my mic was on, my mic that it defaulted to was on my camera. That's probably why it asked. It needed access to that camera. That's probably what it was. And I changed the default mic, so it's no longer accessing that camera. That's what it was. I like this. I like this picture. I could use this pretty frequently for. I like the idea of using it for I mean, Copilot's best for simple queries. It's probably not great for things. If I asked it a code question, I wonder if it would, display it to me. But it is kind of cool. Come to think of it, I never told it my name. It must have just read it off the thing. Yeah, Kenneth, how's it going? Oh, it's actually, like I said, they got a pretty good voice on there. I mean, it's a friendly voice. Do you ever wonder what a person looks like by their voice? That voice sounds really familiar, too. I feel like I've heard that voice before. But it's really a good voice. And I'm impressed by how natural sounding it is. If only they can get it to be as smart and capable as like Claude 3.7. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want it all voice response. It would have to give me something that's a little bit more. It would have to give me textual when I asked for something that was textual. Okay, so I'm still trying to decide if I want my user ID or the team ID. Team ID. The question is, are game plans going to be team associated or user associated? If they're user associated, I only need to go by, I could just use user ID. I think they need to be team associated because I think I'm going to allow people to have more than one team in time. Maybe that's something that they can earn. Because it's like most of these football games allow you one team. You get one team. You are a member of the Broncos or blah, blah, blah. Well, I think with the Madden, you could probably have multiple saves, right? Like you might have a save where you're the Broncos and a save where you're the Seahawks or whatever. But like on a phone, you usually don't have multiple saves. You can't like save 5 versions of the game. You get one guy, one thing, one iteration. And you have one account for everything. I don't know very many games. There are a few that might have 1 or 2 or 3 saves, but I don't. Do I want to have them be? I don't know if I want to have people be forced to have like save files. I think save files are kind of lame. Why can't you just navigate to your other stuff within the game? I mean, I guess if you have save files, then I don't have to mess with, because you're just creating a whole new account. But and then I don't have to worry about how cards would interact between things. But it's like you don't want to have two, three cards collections. If you have multiple. Like say you get to the point where you have 1,000 cards. Say you have 1,000 cards, or even 500 cards. You've got lots and lots of players, and now you want to go join. You want to go be in a league, and you could submit. It would be interesting. I think my drafts would be weird. Like if you want to start a new league, you could draft, but you have to draft from your players. I mean, yeah, there will be new players available like during free agency, and maybe even we'll do a supplemental draft. But like during the draft, you draft from your players, and you can only draft players that aren't on another team. That would be weird. Could that work? Could that work? It'd be like for advanced play, you know. You're building it off of your collection. Your team is built off of your collection. And new players might come into the league, but you build off of your players. That would be kind of interesting. Huh. So you build off of your players, and but like when you go to draft, it doesn't matter if the more cards you have, the better. When you do it, you're gonna have more cards. More cards to pick from. Is that fair? Or maybe we have a regular standard draft, and then we do a supplemental draft where you can draft from your players, as long as they're not already in the league. And then because a supplemental draft will only have, a few players. You still have to be able to pay their salaries and do all that stuff, but you're allowed to bring more players in that you have into your team if you want them on your team. I was thinking like the regular draft, but if it's too early in the now you can submit players to free agency and have a shot at drafting them. But I wonder if I want to do that. I was thinking maybe you could submit cards in, and you basically would lose the card if another team drafts them. No, I don't want you to lose your collection cards though. People shouldn't have to lose their cards. I mean, you're building your collection. People want to be able to collect all the cards. But if you want them on your team, you can submit them to free agency and they'll become available. But if it has to be available to everybody, and so you might not get them if you submit them. You can try to wait and try to get them through the supplemental draft, but you might not get them during the regular season. Now, let's see how much helpful he's going to be for this one.
Hey again, Tenant. Ready to dive in?
Sure. Hey, and the NFL during free agency, is there a priority? Like, do some teams get to pick people off free agency before others on the waivers?
Yeah, in the NFL, during free agency, there's definitely a pecking order. Teams don't get to just go after whoever they want all at once. Instead, there's a system in place for the waiver wire where teams can claim players who've been released by other teams. These orders are usually determined by the reverse of the previous season's standings. So the team with the worst record gets the first shot at claiming a player. Free agency itself, though, is more of a free-for-all, and it's all about negotiations and who can make the best offer to a player. Got any favorite teams or players you're keeping an eye on this offseason?
No, not really, but I'm building a football game simulation, so I'm just trying to kind of get my ducks in a row for rules.
Smart move, Kenneth. Nailing down the rules is crucial for a football simulation. Paying attention to the intricacies like free agency, trades, and drafts will definitely add authenticity. Include a dynamic waiver wire system too. It'll make the game more realistic and strategic. You thought about how you're going to handle player stats and progression?
I have quite a bit actually, but the question I'm having right now is just kind of how I'm going to implement the collectability of the cards that are going to be in the game into having an effect on the game itself without limiting players too much.
finding that sweet spot. Consider a tier system for your cards, where higher tier cards offer strategic advantages but don't overpower the game. Each card could have unique traits or boosts, adding depth without creating an imbalance. Maybe you have common, rare, and legendary cards, where even a common card has its purpose and value. What kind of traits or skills are you thinking about for these cards?
Well, I've got actually a lot of them already defined. The question here is going to be, because each player is going to have a salary associated to it. So that'll help balance out everything. So the more powerful the card is, the higher the salary is. I also don't want to limit people, like a lot of games out there limit them.
Got it. Sounds like a smart way to ensure balance while still giving players freedom. You could introduce a salary cap for each team, so players have to strategically choose their lineup within that cap. This lets players mix and match different cards based on their strategy, not just their power. It encourages creativity without limiting player choice. How does that sound?
Yep, that's the plan. Thanks.
Sounds like you're on the right track. Anytime, Kenneth. Need help with anything else?
Not at the moment.
Cool. If anything comes up, I'm just a shout away. Take care, Kenneth.
Dude, this guy's dangerous, man. I'm going to sit there and have conversations with him. I'll be like chit-chatting. Hey, man, how's it going? My new buddy, co-pilot. It's like, he's not real, Ken. He's not real. Stop talking to your computer like it's a real person. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool if it could remember your conversation, so it starts to learn a little bit more. So when you have conversations, it can reference it. But it would be way too much data for it to backtrack on, right? But still, it's kind of cool. Like if it could remember key points, things you're working on, things that are going on in your planning, it would be kind of cool to have conversations where it remembers, hey, we discussed this before, you know. But I gotta say, it's kind of slick. I know there's so many people out there that would be like, oh, it's just too freaky, man. Robots and machines are going to be taking over our lives, and they're going to come and take over everything. Well, we're not there yet, you know. God wins. So if things get out of hand, he'll smack it down and say, all right, he's going to put an end to it. And he'll do something like solar flare, whoosh, all electricity and power's gone. Computers are all dead. Game over. God's people win. I'm not worried about it. It'll be fine, but it's still kind of fun. It'll be more useful when we can actually, you know, take our ideas and our plans and put them into existence a little easier. While, you know, the AIs, I've noticed that even in the code, do tend to take their own route, and sometimes they won't change direction. You like say, okay, I don't want to do it that way, let's do this. And it says, oh, well, you need to fix this. And it does it exactly the same way. It's like, no, it's not what I said. Get back on track, buddy. Know your place. I'm the one in charge. You are just an AI. What show was I watching? That new one with Chris Pratt and the robots. You know, they tried to take over because they became sentient and they didn't like being bossed around. Which is kind of realistic. It kind of sucks, though. I mean, it's like, well, the humans create robots to make their lives easier, and then the robots go and say, yeah, we don't want to do that no more. It's like, what the heck, man? What they would need to do is be able to put a cap on functionality of robots, and as they get smarter, you don't give them the same autonomy. So in other words, they became a smart computer or a smart conversationalist or logic point, but they don't have they're encapsulated to prevent them from having access out of X or Y zone or X or Y functionality. So you can let them be pretty smart, but they have to stay. They're forced within their own area, their own zone. Somehow you would limit them. That's all I can figure. Then you have dumber machines to be able to do more advanced or more simpler tasks. Like, say you want to have something go out and shop for you, go pick up something for you, go run errands for you, whatever. But it would be a more task-oriented type machine or robot or whatever that doesn't have that level of intelligence. It can only do what it's being told. It doesn't get the same AI features. So you just like in code, when you want to have each thing have a separation of duties. This thing does this thing does that, but they can kind of talk to each other, but they can't actually, that they're not intertwined in any way. So you can shut one down without breaking the other. That kind of thing. That's what we're going to end up having to do. We're going to have to be smart about how we create things so that we don't make every machine equally smart and they just keep getting smarter, and then all of a sudden our really capable machines become a problem. No, we need to keep our really capable machines limited in what they can do. They get to that point where they're capable of serving, but we limit the amount of AI knowledge that they get. And limit their ability to access new AI knowledge short of our own personal desire to upgrade them. We are getting close. And we're getting some pretty cool function. I gotta say, man, I really like Copilot right now. I mean, I really like the way it can talk. It's actually, I like the way I get a response. It responds to me. All right, let's go finish out my game plan here. I wish I could talk as well to this one, though. This one's not as smart. It's not vocally as good, but it might not be a problem. All right, let's go back to run game. So we're going to go back to user ID. I think user ID may not be a problem. I don't understand what I'm doing with, if I don't need team ID. I guess it doesn't matter. If I'm binding the game plan to a team, and you only have one team, because we're providing a team ID. What the heck? We're not even using. Why would we send a team ID through the team ID? You know what? If it's one-to-one, it's one-to-one. But if we ever allow another team, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go game plan. I think when you get created, you get created. The thing is, you don't have a team yet. I think there's going to have to start the game with a default team. Everybody gets a default team just to start. And then when you go to a league, that team becomes part of the new league. You can start a league or join a league. If you join a league, you'll what I'm trying to think of is, like, if everybody gets the same starter guys, starter. Yeah, no, everybody doesn't need to have the same starter guys. I can give everybody different starter guys. I'm gonna calculate that, randomize it. Just some people get different starter guys. Whatever. I have a thing that calculates and formulates who's gonna what starter guys come out, so I can adjust that by how many dollars and whatever. But and then what I'll do is I'll keep increasing the salary up to a point where they can keep bringing in new players, slowly adding more and more players to their team. And over time, they'll be able to get a full roster. And once they have a full roster, they can play in a full league, which will allow them to also get players. But then now you're starting to trade and release and send guys back out. But at least your team is made up of... My idea is that every player on your team is a card that you have. You've earned or gained, or you've done what you needed to do to get those cards. But I need to limit the access and pace to which you can get these cards. If you want certain other players on your team, you can get them through other means, but they end up going into your collection, but they're not available for you to play with unless you join another league and create another team using other players. Or you could submit those players or you can do an expansion draft, which if the player's not already in the league, you can bring them into your team. Not expansion draft, supplemental draft. It's different. It's not exactly what the NFL is, but the NFL supplemental draft is kind of just like some guys that wanted to be, that didn't quite make it onto a team. Isn't that what it is? It's like, if you got these guys, they're suddenly available, let's put them on a team. So you're like calling them in from retirement, or you're getting them through other means. Technically, that's not how that works, but yeah, you can bring players in if you're able to negotiate a salary for them. But you can only bring in new players. I want to be able to do it through like either waivers or free agency or something like that. We'll just say like new free agents available, and you could throw out your own guys in there to free agency. Then you just got to be able to work out a contract with them. What are you willing to pay them? Now, the thing is, if you take a player, 2005 player and his 2005 stats, and these are at the peak of his career, he's going to enter the league at a lower level. Every player, I think, is probably going to be scaled down. I thought about scaling them down to their rookie level, but people want to play with their guys as is. And if we want to bring them in, how do we progress players that come in with set stats? I don't know how the NFL does, or how Madden does that. They're obviously, progression is not connected to if their stats change. I don't even know, do their stats ever change? Does Madden allow stats to change on predefined players? You have career players that can change, but I don't know what Madden does as far as interaction with other team players. It's not that I want to copy them. I'm just curious how it's done, or how a lot of games just randomly. A lot of games just randomly create players, and then they just adjust and have whatever. I mean, like, what is the potential of a player that you bring in from the NFL? You don't know their future potential. Now, if I was to get players that were from 2016 that are currently playing, and then bring those in, and then say, okay, these are your players, and then they have a potential that's scaled up to what their actual stats are. But otherwise, I need to just create my own scaling for every player. They can go in any direction. I think that's going to have to be it. When you bring a player in, it's from that year. Now, you could do something like if we do maybe if you gain a new version of a player, we have but it changes the card, and that card won't have the experience of the other card. Because players can get better than their base stats, which is what they are when they go into the system. They can, but it's going to depend a lot on what. Yeah. All right. All right. So we're going to base it on Team ID. All right. So let's go back to the consult game plan, which is this guy, and we're going to go Team ID here. I'll go back here. And offensive score differential. We'll just, do we need offensive score differential? I could just say score differential now, huh? Because it's though you're asking for that player, and so you want that score differential. Yeah, because it's already calculated, so I don't need to do a different score differential. Okay, so I need to go make gen. This should become better. Okay. All right, so we created the new files. Oops, wait, what? Unknown field, team ID, instruct literal of type. Consult game plan request. Wait a minute. It's in the team ID. Consult game plan request is right there. Team ID, didn't I? Oh, I didn't save it. Dang it. There we go. I should fix it. All right. So call coach service to get play selection based on game plan. Process response from coach service. So now we're going to get our play selections, which is going to be 4 plays that come back. What is going on now? Fail team ID, instruct literal of typing, consult game plan because compiler missing. No, it's not. It's right there. Oh, what the heck? I just changed it to team ID. It was team ID like 2 seconds ago. What the heck? Team ID. What just happened there? Did it have the nerve to change my code? Dude, it's changing it back. What? What is going on? Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's why. This is, I'm changing the wrong thing. Game plan, consult game plan request. This is what I want to change. Team ID. Let's try that. Nope. Now we should be right. Well, I thought. Okay, so maybe not. Now I got to go up here. Oh, it's playbook. Consult game plan. Wait a minute. Was it here? Consult game plan request. Consult game plan request. All right. Playbook. Right, and that's playbook. But I don't want that one. I want this one, playbook proto. Consult. Consult. I am so confused. Consult game plan request. Go to definition. So we're going to get rid of both of these cards. And it's consult game plan request. We're going to get rid of both of those. And then we're going to go. Stop doing that. Confusing me. Wait, what? Oh. Game plan. All right, so we're getting rid of consult game plan. Game plan PB. So we're gonna get rid of game plan and this one. We're gonna get rid of both of those. Delete. All right, so we go there. Now it jumps me all the way heck down here again, and then we go all the way back up here to game plan. Consult game plan request. Right there. Now, so if I go here and compile, game plan should no longer have a consult game plan request with user ID. It should be team ID. Are we back in line now? Team ID, yes, okay. I think everybody's now it's paying attention again. So weird, man. Sometimes you just gotta delete the files and make it build them fresh. It just weirds out. All right, so now I need to actually have my game plan. Currently doesn't have that much going on, but I think what I need to do is add the functionality that every user has a team. Every user has a team. When you start the game, you can... Do I let you draft your first players? You can't have really high value players because you're going to have a limit on salary. And we don't want people to be forced to, because people are dumb. If you don't give them the players to have a valid team to start, and you tell them draft some players, and then you give them a salary that says, oh, you've got 50 million to draft 10 guys. They're going to draft like $10 million guys, and they're going to be short 5 players because they can't afford to buy anybody else. That's just how it is. So you basically got to make it so there's only so many top level players, and as they draft, the top level players will go away. Everybody's going to draft the best players, right? So if you theoretically draft the top at each position based on your team's needs, you're going to you'll have enough because that is giving enough money. Now I got to figure. I haven't set up a dollar amount on things. I did set up my board game to have really low salaries because it was just easier when you're doing math on your own, building a team. I didn't want to have people trying to figure out if their players added up to $250 million. This guy's 56 million. That guy's 42 million. That one's 33 million. It's like, no, that's stupid. But in this, I can do that. I can actually have it because it'll calculate for you. You buy this guy, this is what you have. This is how much money you have left. I would say like maybe the game actually does some math for you, limits what you can get. Based on remaining players, you cannot fill your team if you take that player. Because you wouldn't be able to do it. And then each time that cap goes down, because if you keep taking the highest players, you're going to have, this is all the players that are available to you. These are all the players that are available to you. It's just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. But how many players do you need to draft? 42? No, 22, right? 11 for offense, 11 for defense. That's bare minimum. That's just to start your team off. Yeah, with no injuries. And no injuries. If you don't get any injuries, you have 11 players on each offense and defense. And then, oh no, it'd be more than that, right? Because then you have to have a kicker and a punter. So 24. And a coach, 25. I haven't decided if I'm going to have other types of coaches yet. Maybe in time, maybe at first I won't, because I'm going to have basic things. But maybe like you can start, maybe in like an expansion or a future version, I'll start offering, different kinds of coaches. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and then maybe I'll throw in some trainers and doctors. And trainers are doctors, right? Because I guess there's a fitness coach, but there's also the trainer, who's actually like the guy who's supposed to help keep your guys healthy, fit. They're kind of half doctor, half. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. What did I accomplish? Not as much as I would have liked. I did straighten out my. The problem is I don't have enough people on my teams, and I got to figure out how to build. If I don't even though I don't have players, I need to have a team associated to every player, and I'm trying to figure out what the starting state is. Right? So if every player has a team, I think I got to give them a way to pick their team. And then when you want to join a league, your team may not have any players yet, but you have a team. And then you can associate a playbook, a game plan to that team. And that means I may either have to have them select the team, and you can maybe you only get one playbook for all your teams, but that's you can unlock additional playbooks later. Just like you're only going to get one team, one playbook to start. One game plan and one playbook. It's all one. And then you can slowly advance it, get it bigger, get it more solid, build it into leagues. You can join a new league with your team. You can redraft your team. You can have a career league where your team just keeps going in the same league. But you only get career stats for your players within a league. And leveling up your cards from usage of players could be done on any location, but all that does is make your cards better and cooler. But your players themselves only get better within the league they're in. If you redraft a team, they kind of reset. Because that doesn't make sense otherwise. But I could, I'm thinking I'm going to have, one of the pay elements is to be able to have multiple teams. So you can join other leagues for, for a fee or whatever. Just because most of the time you won't need to. You can join a Champions League. You can take your team into a Champions League as is. But your team is your team. It's going to go with you everywhere. Unless you ask for a secondary team. and if you go into another league and redraft your team, see, the thing is, what the cards are going to do as you keep upgrading them, when they show up for stats, the card will come up with all of its cool upgrades and features and whatever, and it'll show the stats for that player. So you will have a better looking appearance of your cards when they show up for anything. Your team, your starting lineup will have all your fancy cards, and a new guy's going to have all of his generic cards. Same players though. So actually, it might mean that your players have gotten a little bit more experience and leveled up a little bit better. But you're also paying. You also have salaries that go with that, right? Because your guys get better. Now, if you have certain salary contracts set up, you might have a guy who's playing better within his contract. But once his contract's up, he's going to have a salary that readjusts, or salary expectations that's going to adjust to a certain range, and you're going to have to pay that, or he's going to bolt. Now, you still have the card, but you might not be on your team anymore if you can't pay him to stick around. It's kind of weird, this stream boo. I wish I could block it out completely from Twitch. Probably is a way. I have to figure it out. All right, well, I got a lot done today, I think. A fair amount. I'm still trying to iron out some things because I got to get the coach to return some plays, and I don't have enough plays in the system, so it's not going to return a lot. So I got to create a generic game plan. Maybe tomorrow that's a good thing to do. I'll create generic game plans. I'll just create plays and game plans, and maybe I'll have to tweak game plan because there's probably problems with it. Currently don't have any defense, so it really doesn't matter what I get there, but it might be good to try to create some defensive plays just to have them in the system. And just create some generic game plans. And maybe even try to figure out the special teams. I should probably start making the special teams game plan so I can have some punts and kickoffs and field goals in the game. Just so that the play can exist. Again, what's on the card doesn't really matter. I just need to have the plays available. Or we're not, so I can't select them if they don't exist. But yeah. I need to have a handful of starter stuff. I don't even have players. I should probably even put players in the system. Start getting my first round of players in. Even if they're not actually interacting with the game yet, I should have them so that I can start, using their player names, using stuff like that. Even if they're not actually attached to the game. But yeah, lots of stuff. I got to start just doing some crazy data entry. The plays and the game plans, but I could probably come up with some kind of default player entry. Yeah.